Hi, my name is Bronwyn Jane and I'm a psychic medium and a spiritual coach. I wanted to talk about forgiveness today. It's something that we have to approach many times in our life, and it's whether to forgive, not to forgive, how to forgive. Does the person deserve forgiveness? Do we need to forgive ourselves for something? Forgiveness applies in many, many situations. Sometimes it's very hard to forgive. Sometimes it's very easy to forgive. So I'm reminded of forgiveness on a level that we have to forgive others first of all. And that's where I want to talk about forgiveness. When we forgive, it doesn't mean we forget. The lesson's embedded into us. We've experienced it. It's in our etheric field. It's in our soul. We may have spent time exploring the situation. Maybe we have explored why it's occurred, where forgiveness lays, whether we're the victim or someone else is. Maybe we've explored all aspects of it and we understand the situation fully, but we still can't forgive. The reason why forgiveness is so important, I believe, and these are only my personal views, is that I have learnt that to forgive is nothing to do with anyone else in the situation. It's just not. It's not about releasing someone, letting them basically be free of whatever they've done to you. It's not about that. They have to live with what they've done to you. They have to live with the impact of their actions, their feelings, their words, their emotion, their intention, all that it is. That's in their soul. That's in their karmic path that needs to be balanced. So you don't have to worry about it because it'll be sorted out. That's what karma's about. So whatever they've done now, in the future, still doing, you need to remember it's not for you to balance out. It's not for you to worry about. You need to surrender that to spirit, the universe. The universe is wonderful for balancing. It's all about balance. Whether it balances now, in 6 months, 6 years, the next lifetime, it will be balanced out, guaranteed. So knowing that allows us to let go. And the reason why letting go is so important, and it's once again, it's nothing about the other party. It's about you. When we can release what we're hanging on to, it actually helps heal our soul. And by that I mean, when we hang on to something, when we don't forgive, that energy that we're hanging on to stays in our soul. It needs to be healed now. If it's not healed now, it has to be healed when we transition, next lifetime. It has to be healed at some point. Otherwise, we create more situations, more challenges, more difficult things in the future if we hang on to that and we don't heal it. So forgiveness is that release. And we release for our own soul. We forgive and let go for us. Forgiveness is very selfish because it's all about us. When we forgive, we're doing it for ourselves. We do it with the true intentions, like, I'm forgiving so I don't have to sort this out. I'm releasing this from my soul. So it's healed. It's part of that healing process is to let it go. So it's really important for that. So consider what needs to be forgiven in your life. Who? What situation? And sometimes it's as simple as just saying that to yourself, having that conversation to yourself. You never have to have the conversation with the other party. You don't to forgive them. They don't even need to know that they've been forgiven. You just do it internally. You do it within your energy to release it for your own well-being. Remember, karma will sort out the other bit so you don't have to worry about it. So when we forgive, it's that energy of releasing, and it's almost like you can feel it pushing out when you do it. So we do that, we push it out, and we forgive. We can have a conversation internally, and that energy will embed into that forgiveness as we push it out. We can do that process. And at some point, whoever else is involved in that situation may feel that come to them through energy. And if they do, great. And if they don't, that's okay too. Because once again, this is more about us than them. The universe, as I said, will sort that out. So we don't have to worry about it. So we forgive. Because I often get asked, why do you forgive that person when they did that thing? Particularly if it's something a lot. And I always say what I've just said to you. I forgive because I'm being selfish. I know it. I own it. Because I actually don't want this sitting in my soul. I don't want this pain here. I don't want to hang on to it because I don't want to deal with it later. Karma, other lives. I'm dealing with it now. And so I'm letting that energy go. And it's very peaceful and very freeing. We hang on to pain and we hang on to hurt and we stay in that victim energy. All it does is pull us down. But if we can release it, it's very, very freeing. And I know it's hard. I'm not saying it's not, but I am saying it's worth it. And really anything that's hard is worth it. So I invite you to consider where forgiveness is required. Now, if you have to forgive yourself for something, that can be a challenge too. But I still invite you to do it, to forgive yourself if you said the wrong thing, if you did the wrong thing, if you reacted a way you didn't like. In hindsight, you would have done something differently. Whatever it is, I want you to remember you were doing the best you could at that point in time. And with those words, I want you to forgive yourself. You were doing the best you could at that point in time. And then push that out, that forgiveness and that energy of release. And just let yourself breathe a little bit easier. Because pain doesn't serve you any good. It just doesn't. Hanging on to things that hurt you don't help you. So release it. Forgive it. Forgive yourself. Forgive the situation. Even if you have to go to that place, if someone has hurt you badly, to say they were doing the best they could at that situation, even if it doesn't match what I wanted them to do. If it doesn't match how I wanted them to behave, doesn't match how I wanted them to show up. Based on where they were, that's all they could give you. That's all they could do. Whether it be good or bad, that's all they could do at that point in time. And if we approach things with acceptance, it makes it a little bit easier to forgive. It's that old saying, you know, not perfect. No one is. So why do we expect people to be perfect? Why do we expect them to show up and behave away to our standards? Because they have their own, whether they align to ours or not. We are all on our own journey, our own path. And sometimes they match others and sometimes they don't. So I want you to sit with that. And I know what I'm asking you to do is not easy, but it is 100% worth it. Forgive, release, move on. Allow yourself to be lighter, to be freer, to be happier. And let that, I want to swear, go.